Dundee United headed for Caparo yesterday looking for the victory which would raise their hopes for that Stockholm trip and at the same time get them back into the championship race after just one victory in 5 starts. Morton's main priority was to stop the slide, which has brought them successive defeats of 4-0, 5-0 and 3-0. And this is how Jock Brown described the match.
Ideal conditions here at Caparo as Morton start a vital match for both sides. Morton anxious, of course, to stop the rot after 3 straight defeats, and Dundee United, with only 3 points from 5 matches, becoming rather remote from the league leaders Aberdeen. And Morton putting out a side which is an interesting mixture of youth and experience. They have men like McDermott, Holmes, Duffy and O'Hara providing the experience, and youth from young Jim Wilson at number 2, and at number 9, 20-year-old Tommy Turner, local youngster who made a big impact when he came on last week against Aberdeen. Dundee United too are missing some of their regular players. There's no Ralph Milne, John Holt or Billy Kirkwood. Derek Stark is also unfit. And there's a place in the side for Gary McGuinness at number 2, and in midfield an opportunity for 19-year-old Dave Beaumont. There he is, playing on the right side of midfield. McGuinness playing it in. A great leap from John Clark, and McDermott happy to see that go over the top. But John Clark showing the menace in the box, which has earned him 3 goals this season. The out-swinging cross from Gary McGuinness. Clark coming with a late run, getting above everyone else, and the header just dipping over the bar. Turner's header, it was Bannon, now Davy Dodds. Dougie Robertson stopped by Richard Goff. Dundee United, of course, anxious to plug the leaks in defence, which allowed Dundee to score 4 times last week in the Tayside derby. It hasn't escaped manager Jim McLean or the United defence that at least 3 of these goals came from cross balls. As Andy Dunlop, the Morton centre half. Now Sturrock towards Clark. A return ball for Malpass. And United once again piercing the Morton defence, but running out of luck. The ball played inside from Paul Sturrock initially. It was Clark who flicked it back towards the left. Malpass made the long run from the left flank. He was clean through with a shot and goal. McDermott closing the angle and the ball goes wide. Murray McDermott enjoying Premier League football at the age of 34. Here's Turner, good control, linking with Robertson. And look how the United defence closes in. O'Hara brought down by Goff. Alec O'Hara, former Rangers and Partick Thistle player. Played in the Rangers first team at the age of 16. Thompson in trouble. A misunderstanding with Paul Hegarty, and Tommy Turner almost cashed in. Hegarty's in trouble, and the referee's given a free kick against the Morton striker. Well, that looked a rather innocuous through ball, but the misunderstanding between Hegarty and Thompson made it very dangerous indeed. The ball breaking free, Thompson scrambling back before Turner could get on the end of it, and United happy to escape with a free kick. Dunlop's header. McNabb showing a good turn of pace to get away from Malpass. And the tackle from the back gives Morton the free kick, and earns Maurice Malpass a word of warning from the referee. But a frustration appeared to creep in there as McNabb went away from Malpass. Doherty's free kick. O'Hara, far corner of the box, helped out by Holmes. Goal from McGuinness again. And Turner attempting that first time volley. Once again, the Morton supporters appreciating that move, stemming from the left flank once again. Jim Holmes again finding a way past Gary McGuinness to get in the cross, and Turner showing his willingness to have a go from a difficult situation at the edge of the box. Now well tackled by Bannon. Challenged by O'Hara late on Beaumont, penalised by referee Hewitt. And here's Bannon for United. McGuinness using Bannon as a decoy. Starrock. Bannon is still on the right. And that is a picture goal from Davy Dodds. 19th minute of the match. Dodds caps a splendid United move to put the Tannadice men in front. Now the build-up here is absolutely superb. Starting with Gary McGuinness in the right side of midfield, coming inside as Bannon took the defence away, played it forward to Starrock, set it up again for Bannon. The out-swinging cross, and Dodds first to the ball to hit it firmly past Murray McDermott. Davy Dodds, now Malpass operating in the middle of midfield now, Maurice Malpass. Here's Starrock, finding room for the cross. John Clark arriving, and he was well covered all the way back there by Holmes. Good piece of defending again by the Morton left back. Hegarty pushing forward to the line. Touched on by Neary. And close once again. It's gone behind for the corner kick. But these corners causing lots of problems to the Morton defence, with men like Hegarty, Richard Gough, Davy Dodds. All very dangerous men indeed. And so too is young John Clark. Played in by Bannon. Header again, and cleanly into the net from Paul Hegarty. Well, as I said, these corner kicks have caused lots of problems, and that really couldn't have been much simpler. The flighted corner from Bannon, Hegarty leaping well, getting in a powerful header, and McDermott stranded. So 2-0 to Dundee United, 25 minutes of the match gone. And once again, Morton finding themselves against class opposition with a mountain to climb. The dummy from Starrock. Here's Beaumont. Dodds peeling off on the left. First time shot, well taken by McDermott. A measured attempt that from Davy Dodds, trying to get direction rather than power. And McDermott was down very quickly. Gough to Davy Dodds. Malpass inside to Neary. United pushing their back three men forward all the time. Hegarty, Gough and Neary. There's one of them, Richard Gough, with a cross for Davy Dodds. And Morton really have no answer to these crosses from the flanks. It's Jim Fleeting in the dugout, the Morton coach. Paul Hegarty, the central figure in the United defence, David Neary. Dodds using Beaumont. McGuinness is free on the right. Clark stealing the ball away from Holmes. That's brilliantly taken by McDermott. John Clark making something out of nothing initially, but that was superb goalkeeping from McDermott. Turner, judged to be onside. Malpass to Bannon. Gough. McGuinness to Dodds. Some excellent passing from Dundee United. Now Paul Hegarty. The interval fast approaching, and United continuing in a dominant role as they have been throughout that first 45-minute period. Careless one from Bannon. There goes the half-time whistle. Morton depart 2 goals behind. They've taken a bit of a drubbing from United. The first goal coming from Davy Dodds, and a magnificent move built up on the United right, finishing up with Eamon Bannon being the final provider with an excellent cross bulleted home by Davy Dodds. That was the 19th minute, and then it was Eamon Bannon again who was the provider, this time for Paul Hegarty, who rose above the Morton defence to head home. Goal number 2 in 25 minutes. United going at half-time well in command. Welcome back to Capello. United get the second half underway, having enjoyed virtually total dominance in that first half. Morton facing a very tough task indeed of trying to get a goal early in the second period to give them some basis for looking for at least a point in the match, but United seldom in trouble in the first half. The bustling tactics of Turner and Robertson caused a few moments of anxiety around the box, but nothing terribly telling. And that was a rather hefty tackle on Davy Dodds. Young Jim Wilson was a culprit, and I'm quite sure it was a question of timing rather than malice, but that's no consolation right now for Davy Dodds. So Dodds sidestepping young Jim Wilson, the youngster coming in late with a challenge. Looked to be a very sore one indeed. McNeil holding off Hegarty well. Inside is Doherty. Robertson gets away from Goff. An opportunity now for Morton. McNabb on the right. Well struck ball, and Thompson at full stretch. He got a touch to give Morton the corner kick. Oh, much better build up from Morton, finishing up with McNabb on the right, rifling that one across the face of Billy Thompson's goal. John McNeil's corner. Turner. And the opportunity created by the dummy from Jim Duffy. Shake of the head from Tommy Turner, but he's nothing to reproach himself for. Duffy. Wilson getting in front of Dodds. McNabb. And McNeil operating well in a tight situation. There's Wilson. Now Bannon. Cut off by Dunlop. Otherwise Struck was in the clear. Morton looking much tighter in the midfield in the second half. They were completely overwhelmed in that area in the first half, but the half-time pep talk from manager Willie McLean has clearly sorted out some of the problems. Here's a chance for Davy Dodds. On the measured shot, and McDermott had no chance at all. 13 and a half minutes into the second half. Davy Dodds gets his second of the match, his fourth of the season, and the match looks safe for Dundee United. The pass coming wide, young Jim Wilson committed himself rather as he went for it. It was out of reach, it came through to Dodds, and he showed his coolness in front of goal, looking up and steering the ball beyond Murray McDermott. Header from Robertson, Bannon well back in defence. Crisp pass back to Thompson. Clark to Goff. Now Bannon. Terry McNabb barring Bannon's path. Sturrock at the far post. Down for Malpass. Clipping the top of the crossbar. Vintage Dundee United once again. What a splendid move that was. The far-flung cross from Bannon. Sturrock peeling off to the far side, nodding it into the path of Malpass, taking it on the bounce and skimming the crossbar on the way over. Holmes. John McNeil. Splendid turn, and that was just inches wide. Well, John McNeil really can be such a dangerous player in the box, and that was a great example. Just look at the way he controls this, turns, and shoots one just wide of Thompson's right-hand post with the keeper scrambling.